There's no question that the fight against corruption is a women's issue. Luckily, corruption is being addressed worldwide through various anti-corruption organizations. Many of these organizations recognize that anti-corruption initiatives should identify and address the gender-specific effects of corruption. These organizations also recognize that women should be given a voice in their design and implementation. So why is this recognition necessary? Because corruption has even harsher effects on women. As we all are well aware, women often face various types of discrimination. But when societies are corrupt, women will face even more repression. We also all recognize that lack of corruption is an equalizer among all people. However, reduced or non-existent corruption will have specific benefits for women. It can improve a woman's access to channels of decision-making, improve a woman's access to resources, both non-monetary and monetary, and protect and advance women's legal rights. So what I'm going to do over the next couple of minutes is provide a very brief overview of my agency and the role it plays in the U.S. anti-corruption efforts. My agency is the U.S. Office of Government Ethics. It's a separate agency within the executive branch. It oversees compliance with standards of conduct that apply to the federal workforce of 4 million people, that's civilian and military. It also oversees a financial disclosure process, the requirements of which apply to about 375,000 of those federal employees. OGE is part of the larger U.S. integrity framework. The framework consists of a multitude of pieces. It includes an independent judiciary, an open public legislative process, independent executive offices, merit-based hiring, regulated procurement, whistleblower protection, freedom of information, and investigation and enforcement. In addition, a free press and numerous non-governmental organizations, which are active, vocal participants, provide a very watchful eye. Unlike other anti-corruption organizations, OGE does not investigate wrongdoing. We emphasize 3 things: prevention, detection, and counseling. First, prevention. Prevention occurs through education and training. We really think that this is the foundation for any anti-corruption network or system. These 2 items, education and training, are imperative to ensure that U.S. public officials understand and appreciate their role in maintaining and enhancing ethics in government institutions. So we developed some strict rules about the education and training programs. Each agency is required to have an ethics training program to teach employees about ethics laws and rules. Employees are also to be informed about where to go for ethics advice. In addition, the training program must include at least an initial ethics orientation for all employees and annual training thereafter for high-ranking and less senior federal employees. The second part of our mission deals with detection. And detection occurs through our financial disclosure process. Every high-ranking official must file a public financial disclosure form that provides information directly related to conflicts of interest. My agency provides a final review of these forms, which are filed throughout a public official government service. First, when they're nominated for the position by the president, and then annually thereafter. If conflicts or apparent conflicts of interest are found, we can require that individual to take remedial action, up to and including the selling of assets and resignation from outside positions. We've recently expanded our detection efforts to include people other than the staff of the Office of Government Ethics, which is 76 mighty employees. So what we've done is increased access to these forms by the public, the press, and NGOs so that they can enhance their efforts to ensure that the government is operating honestly. The third part deals with counseling. Counseling is provided to all employees by ethics officials, about 5,600, who work within each agency. Employees are encouraged to ask questions first before they act, especially when they're unsure whether or not what they're about to do is going to violate a conflicts of interest law. There's no bounty for sending people to jail. This encouragement is reinforced through a safe harbor provision. And basically what that is employees are safeguarded from penalty if they ask an ethics official for advice, follow that advice, even if that advice turns out to be wrong. At OGE and throughout other members of the Integrity Framework, women have held key positions. OGE's director, acting director, and general counsel have been women. The US, I'm proud to say, now has 3 women Supreme Court justices, and about 40% of President Obama's judicial nominees are women. In addition, women hold 7 cabinet-level positions and numerous ambassadorships. Now, I'm not so naive to believe that having women at the table doesn't mean that the US has eradicated corruption, because we haven't. But it is the exception rather than the rule. I also realize, as I'm sure you do, that corruption can easily return if we don't all remain vigilant. And that is why organizations like the Serbian Anti-Corruption Agency and events such as this are so important. And I really appreciate being invited to participate, and thank you guys very much.